All right, gang, Chris and Rose coming at you. This is video number 3, and this time we promise to go a little bit deeper into the science, the benefits of training hard, fast, and long. So here we go. The first little bit here, training heavy. One thing that we're really trying to go for with this is building strength without the burnout, something that I think a lot of people are afraid of. 1, the burnout, but of course 2, the injuries that could come or the fatigue with training heavy on a consistent basis. Okay, so the first one here is the submaximal effort work. It is heavy, but it is smart, working up to that 2 to 6 rep max range, okay? So we're kind of looking at that. The second of which would be your max effort work. That's your maximal load in the 90 to 100% of your 1 rep max range. So very low reps, up to 3, okay? We're working on developing your absolute strength by trying to recruit the highest threshold of like your motor units. So just getting everything firing. And when that happens, you not only gain strength, but you gain muscle mass. And as we know, muscle mass burns fat mass. Okay, so that's a lot of our goal at any age, but especially as we age, to keep fat mass at bay. And then the last little bit here is just your special exercises, which are targeted like accessory to bulletproof our weakest points in our body. So with this, your key takeaway is you don't need as much heavy training as you think you need. We just got to make sure that it is incredibly impactful and effective when we do it. Rose, you got the next bit.
Yep. All right, our next key point is about training fast. So being able to stay explosive and athletic in your abilities. So this is a lot of the dynamic effort work. You'll notice a lot of the warm-ups have been a lot more dynamic. This will truly prime your body for the actual workload and just make it that much more impactful. These are a lot of moves that we should be able to do and maybe just don't. And sometimes when you don't do it, then you lose it, right? So keeping the dynamic work. So this is gonna be in our training, lifting sub-maximal loads, so maybe in that 50 to 70% range for the weight, but it's going to be with maximal speed. It's going to be with acceleration, kind of developing your explosive strength, and also your rate of force development. So what that means is it's that power. So the ability to go into your next level with that speed. So being able to recruit those motor units that Chris mentioned. So power, when we develop that, is the differentiator between strong and athletic. So it's putting it into action. So that's why we have labeled it a power day, because yes, you're building strength, but you're building power, the ability to use that strength. And again, a big point is that this is it'll slow down aging the more you train fast. So building that power is going to slow down aging. So not only are you going to be reducing the speed at which you lose your type 2 muscle fibers, so at the speed that you lose those muscle fibers, but you're also going to combat that and just be able to live healthier longer. So you're improving your quality of life and then your duration of life. So a good key takeaway is just that your strength without that speed and training that fastness is wasted potential there.
I think one thing to add to that too, yes, we're talking about the weightlifting scene with this example specifically. Like if we don't sprint, we don't exert our power, not just with running, but on the rower, the skier, the bikes, either take your pick, the C2 or the Devil's Tricycle, doesn't matter. We need that explosive power this way, because if we don't use it, we will lose it. So I think with the third piece here of training long, we did an exceptional job of doing that with ticker training, like heart rate training for many, many years. I think the first 2 pieces that we just mentioned, maybe we're just not lacking, but just not as effective and impactful as they could have been. So if you've been here with us for a couple of years, you know all about like zone tune work, training long, and working on that aerobic capacity, okay? So that is gonna be our low intensity work between 120, maybe up to 150 beats per minute, heart rate wise. It's gonna be your biking, your sled drags, your incline walking, going out for a swim or whatever, like during the summer, the warm months, whatnot, okay? So why does that matter? We wanna build that aerobic capacity. We want to improve our rate of recovery and just our work capacity over like the duration, right? So in the beginning, for a lot of us, when we started our fitness journey, we could only work out for maybe 10 minutes, okay? And then to expand that to 15, 20, yesterday's workout was 45 minutes, right? We want to have the ability to go that long and recover, okay? This is also great for longevity. So there's this fancy word called mitochondria, right? They are in our muscles and in our muscle fibers, and they help us disperse oxygen to our body, helping us reduce inflammation long term. So we like that a lot. So our key takeaway here is we're training heavy, we're training fast, but if you can't last, we're kind of missing the point of that longevity piece. We're trying to not only prolong your life, but prolong your health span, right? So if we live to 90, but we're not healthy from 70 to 90, we have a problem. So we're really trying to improve your health span in the later decades of our lives with this kind of stuff.
Awesome.
Rose, last little bit here with what's next.
Yep. All right. So we're training heavy, training fast, and training long. Next week, we're going to talk about the details of where the structure of these methods come from, and how that kind of fits into the cycles and everything. So we're going to keep you guys up to date on what we're going to keep from each kind of method and where it comes from, and then the things that we're going to kind of toss and make better for our gym. So we'll get to it next week.
For sure. Guys, we've loved really explaining these things to you in depth. If you have any questions, come talk to us or one of the coaches. We are going to take all of what we've just said here, put it in like the notes below, because there's just some things that you might not have heard or like just didn't hear all the way. So just kind of look at those show notes. But until next time, we'll see you at the Forge. Keep up the great work.